Hello everyone, I'm the Mighty Blues, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. Last time, we finished up our investigation on Mahiru's murder, and in this episode, Monokuma has summoned us all to Monokuma Rock to begin the class trial. I probably should have fed my pet! Damn it! I wonder if I have time to do it before entering. No! Let me go! Help me! He's gonna do something crazy to me! I'll be ruined! Hey, shut up and stay put, you stubborn little Lolita! Hey, stop harassing little girls! What's going on?
Hyoko was trying to run away, so Monokuma brought her here by force. But Hyoko's still trying to run away, so Monokuma's trying to wrap her into a full Nelson.
She's a child, Nekomaru! Dear Lord! Although, I would not be against you putting me in a full Nelson. What? Hey! If you don't stay put, I'm gonna make you a part of this island's food chain! Jeez, making me waste my sweet-ass time! But there's another problem to deal with besides this one. Is Fuyuhiko not here? Where the heck is Fuyuhiko? That guy, he totally ditched my appointment! He pisses me off! Monokuma, you jizz— what the fuck?! Whoa! Whoa! Monokuma, what is going on? His anger changes form! I'm right here. Fuyuhiko, you came. I was worried about you. There's nowhere for me to run anyway, so no matter the ending, I have to accept it, right? But still, I'm a Yakuza! Accepting defeat is not an option! Fuyuhiko, what does that mean? Well, it's all good! If the trial heats up, it's all good! Anyway, looks like everyone's here, so let us depart now. See ya later! I'll go first and be one step ahead of you guys! What the fuck is this? I want this as my profile picture now.
This is bad.
Crap! I'm not mentally prepared yet! Do you even have to prepare?
Show some spirit! If you don't have enough power, harness your latent energy! Come on! Bring out that energy!
Oh my. In what regard?
Must be the will of
So it begins. The beginning of the end. Now then, let's keep our spirits high so we can one day find that shining hope. Shut up! Nobody likes you, Nagito! That's right. Moving forward is the only option. Can't move forward to that! I gotta check on my pet. Sorry, guys. Did you poop? It didn't poop. Alright, let's figure out what to give it. Fuck it, you get jerky. Why not? I'm gonna be lazy. You get jerky. Alright, now the hope meter is at 10. I wonder what that means. We'll see. Anyways, let's go.
You're so evil!
No matter how many times I see it, it's such a bad taste. The worst, the lowest, most brutal taste. Somehow I moved my muscles, stiff from fear and nerves, and awkwardly walked onto the escalator. For some reason, my breathing was short, and I was eventually struck by a feeling similar to dizziness. The moment all of us were inside Monokuma Rock. A rumbling sound filled the room, and the surrounding space began to fall. As it shook with a clatter, the elevator we're inside continued to drop. Throughout that drop, I was fluctuating between feeling hope and despair, as if my heart was a rotten fruit, swelling in the sun before it finally goes squish. I suddenly stopped breathing. My consciousness began to fade with the pressure. I tried to endure that pressure by firmly standing on my legs, and after a while, the elevator's vibrations gradually weakened. And then it stopped altogether.
Aim! Defeat the boring routine! So I decided to start redecorating. How's it look? Mr. Monokuma's redecoration is awesome, isn't it?
Impossible!
It's not like I'd allow you to think otherwise anyway.
That is...
To go to the trouble of doing something this elaborate. Really, what is your true intention?
No.
Nothing really. Essentially, this killing game is just to kill time anyway.
Kill time?
To break away from my purpose. That alone is my purpose. A purpose is only gonna be a weakness. Those who have purpose are always the weakest ones in the bunch. That's why you guys should forget about such cheap-ass purposes like trying to survive. And enjoy the class trial from the bottom of your hearts!
It's starting. The class trial is starting. Mahiru Koizumi, the ultimate photographer. She had an unyielding force of personality, but she was actually very good at taking care of people. Most importantly, she was always straightforward. The person that killed her is among us? I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, but... regardless, we need to find the answer. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because it's the only way. Aside from finding out who the killer is, there's no other way for us to survive. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. I don't save during an active recording, so we're not going to. Now, we do have a number of skills at our disposal right now, so we can actually equip them. I'm gonna equip Fine Sword as, yeah, I definitely want to have my sharpness increased by 5. The influence gauge recovers over time during concentration and visa time. Yeah, I want that. From what I gathered, that's a slow heal, so I might as well. Focus gauge decreases at a slower rate during concentration, effective during non-stop debate. Yeah, might as well go for that. And that's actually all we got. Cool. I don't think I need to change the difficulty. I don't think I need to open the handbook. Let's begin the trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
What? Who cares about that game?
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
I don't know why that line just clicked immediately. Oh, Nekomaru, if only you knew.
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
The characters in the game were Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, Girl E, Boy F. And the high school girl who got killed at the beginning. By using the staff roll after clearing the game as reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. True identity of Girl A is probably... can I look at my truth bullets? Actually, hang on. I should probably look at the report card, because I don't remember everyone's last names. I think it's Mekon, right?
I see.
Oh, wow, I actually got it right.
Girl A is probably Mekon Tsumiki. That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy. Ha! A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights.
Jesus Christ, Yoko.
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too.
Chiaki, knowing you are probably a degenerate who spends half of her time on the dark web. I don't know how I feel hearing you say the word pig shit. I don't know how I feel about that. She's probably right. She's right. The one who said it was Girl B.
I see. Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Girl C, huh? Her personality was hyper energetic and unique. That is absolutely Ibuki.
I see. Girl C is Ibuki.
Girl C? Then I'll see you next Tuesday.
Stop! No puns! No, you're ruining yourself. No puns! Thank you, Chiaki. That's my reaction too.
Let's move on to Girl D.
Girl D, huh? There's only one person who always has a camera with them. It's Mahiru.
I see.
It's Monokuma. I just looked at that.
Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
He's Guy F. It's gotta be Fuyuhiko.
I see. Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid. That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu? Another person? It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyota, Sato, Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu.
Hold on. Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice, it's true I have a hunch, but it's because his sister was a part of that. But again, there were two characters in the game that we have no idea who they are. So the other Kuzuryu is probably one of the girls we don't know. But that also means it's not one of the characters in this trial. Right? To call me out like that, Nagita, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice probably because he had a little sister.
I can prove it with this. In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game. It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister. Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move the conversation forward. The only character in the game I could see being Fuyuhiko's little sister is the girl who died at the beginning.
See.
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of.
Based on Gaef's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister. Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you got there. Winning personality? Are you praising me? I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Fuyuhiko's just like me. I love his inflection on dumbass.
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality. It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive. Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easy, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago. I mean, when I first entered Hope's Peak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off. It happened just the other day.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet! I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh? Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
The heck? Is that wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
And he also has a strange rivalry going on. Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, Gundam's last name's not Sato? Akane, what the hell are you talking about?
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
What? No way! Is that true?
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
The reason Girl E was killed, I should be able to assume why based on the content of the game. Because Girl E witnessed the murder, Girl E was Fuyuhiko's sister, because Girl E was the killer, Girl E interfered with the murder, and I think it's that. Wait, no, that's why she was killed. First I wanted to, oh, okay, I got it wrong. Damn it! Okay, this Girl E witnessed the murder. Wait, was Girl E Fuyuhiko's sister? No, I'm dumb.
Crap.
Why am I so dumb on this? Oh my god, I literally got every single one wrong. Holy shit, I'm stupid. Because Girl E was the killer! Why am I stupid?
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
Which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister.
You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all.
But... Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim? In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance. Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans.
She's right. She's right, you know. I remember making my own maps for Section Z when I was actually trying to beat that game.
Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there. The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girl E was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girl E was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
Then, forget this!
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Yeah, Man, I went into this thinking I had things figured out, but now I just have even more questions, and I'm like listening to all this trying to figure things out. I'm so confused. Then what did Girl E do after killing the girl inside the music room? Guess I need to clear that up first. God, this is gonna be a very difficult trial. I can already tell. Okay, Girlie's crime scene photos, swimsuit, entrance hall, okay.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall. Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
Ah, I see what I gotta do.
And wait in front of the music room.
She probably used a hidden passageway. Twilight's hidden passageway is the world's best!
I see the error in this.
After she killed the first victim.
Girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
There we go.
That's wrong.
Yeah, because they heard the vase, not the window.
First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
And how does it connect to the actual, case with Mahiru? Because that's the thing that I'm still trying to put together is how does the broken vase connect to Mahiru's case? Hey, that rhymes.
A vase.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the four girls heard wasn't the music room's window. It was the sound of the vase breaking. Probably.
Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the four girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the four girls met by the entrance hall.
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
So, when the four of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved.
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was.
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting!
You're the disgusting one.
The weapon is pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
An unconventional weapon that also appeared in the game. Why do we even need to clarify this? We already know it's the metal bat. So we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear. Yeah, it's the fucking metal bat! What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Was I out of line just now? Now then, there's something I need to tell you regarding the white noise and the non-stop debates. Some lines of white noise are actually very durable. You won't always be able to destroy them in one shot. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot them with the silencer. But unless you completely destroy them, your time limit will not be replenished. By the way, if your difficulty is set to gentle... Okay, yeah. Interesting, so we're gonna have to shoot them multiple times. Apparently he has a skill that can increase the power of the silencer. Gun something, I wonder who it is. Oh, it's a Gundam? Was I out of line just now? Well then, good luck and have fun. So apparently if we become friends with Gundam, he gives us a skill that enhances the silencer? That's what I gathered. But now I don't have the time to think about that. I got a non-stop debate to figure out.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Think you talked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale, too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had blood stains.
Really? No?
Damn it.
That's what I get for trying to get a bit overzealous. hold on.
What about broken glass?
Is this it? No.
Damn it!
So I almost wonder if the fish tank has something to do with it.
Music room, huh?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
Come on. What? No, that's not it? What connection between you saying attacking someone with a fish tank? What? I thought that was it.
A weapon inside.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
No! What? Appear with gravel. Why is gravel too small and carry gravel with blood all over it? Oh my god. How the fuck am I not figuring this
Weapon inside
out?
the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
What, maybe? No, of course it's not. God, what the fuck? I can't believe I'm confused on this so much.
2?
I actually ran out of time on this. I don't know. And that's an instant game over. Of course it is. Oh, of course. God damn, dude. I already got a game over that quickly. Okay. I'm genuinely confused. I'm genuinely confused. I don't know.
Never give up.
What is this? God, and this is only the second non-stop debate, and I'm already this confused. God, this trial is gonna be a shit show. Oh my god, I'm panicking.
You going even bigger.
Investigation.
Holy shit! Wait! Oh my god! I just had a revelation! I just had a revelation!
How about beating her with
There weren't bloodstains because the killer was wearing the stolen swimsuit!
Should have had blood.
Is that it? No. Fuck! Oh, I am so close to just looking this up, man. I'm so fucking confused! I know what the murder weapon is! It's the baseball bat! So why isn't the baseball bat just a truth bullet? Why isn't that a part of
Weapon
this?
inside the music room, huh?
Oh my god. Hold on.
Isn't the cause of death
Was
a
the
blow to
fish
head?
tank broken to get rid of the blood?
Why are you going even?
The investigation.
Is that actually what it
How about
is?
beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them, it should have had blood stains.
No, what? Why? What? No? No, that's not why? What? What? Come on!
Weapon inside the music room.
What the fuck, man? Alright, so I'm gonna be honest. I had to look this up because, I mean, I'm gonna lose again anyways. I have fucking 8 seconds on this. I just looked up what the actual answer is. It makes no goddamn sense. What is this game's problem? I've already gotten 2 game overs and we're already on this. We were only on the second non-stop debate. What the fuck is this game, man? I did not have this much of a trouble with Danganronpa 1. And seriously, like, I'm gonna be honest. Again, I looked this up. I try not to. I'm genuinely confused as to the logic of this. Okay, so apparently what you're supposed to fucking do is when Ibuki talks about the gravel, you're supposed to respond with the swimsuit. Oh my god.
Beating her with gravel instead?
I get it.
I agree with that.
You fill the swimsuit with gravel. Oh my god, I get it now.
I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim.
I never would have figured that out. What the fuck, game? Come on.
My goodness. I got it right.
And I was just throwing things out there. Just as I thought! I'm chosen by the gods!
You're not chosen at all. And gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
What if the gravel is put inside some sort of bag?
What kind of bag?
If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
Of course they would reference Phoenix Wright in Danganronpa. Of course they would. Also, yes, even Phoenix would be astonished by this, because I'm going to be honest, I am so embarrassed by my performance in this. Like, not even just this game in general, just this trial so far. I feel ill. I feel so ill by this revelation. Like, I feel sick. I can't believe I didn't figure this out. I am so beyond stupid, man.
Before the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it. And they ended up getting into an argument.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back. I somewhat understand that feeling.
You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day. Or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Ooh, Girl E's killer. Right now, the only person I can think of is that guy. That would have to be, yeah, Guy F, which is Fuyuhiko.
It should have been Guy F.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
But Guy F is...
What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it?
That's all you can say. If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is... I'm terribly sorry, but...
They don't remember. That's obvious. Because their school memories were, like, totally stolen.
Even if I don't remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy is the killer. No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko.
Damn, Yoko, I knew you were going to be passionate during this trial, but I didn't think you were going to get this passionate so quickly.
Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy!
You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murder. Really? Wait, hang on. Can I... Yeah, display problem. There's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murder. Is it the metal bat? No. Wait, no, it is! No. No, because that's Girl E. I gotta think this through because I've been making too many mistakes. Wait, no, it would have to be the metal bat. Now that I think about it, because Girl E was killed by the metal bat. It had to be the metal bat.
I can prove it with this. I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You know what? I actually think we're going to end things off here. I actually don't know how long this episode's going to be. I've been recording for almost an hour, but I think I'm going to cut a lot of it out because of that stupid fucking nonstop debate. Man, I'm gonna be honest, I actually feel kind of sick. Just from, I apologize for my poor performance during, I feel like just this game in general. Man, I feel like I was doing so well during the class trials of the first game, and this game has just confused me with every single class trial to the point that I am struggling, man. I apologize. I'm clearly not that intelligent at this game, but regardless, I hope you all are still entertained. I am curious to know who the hell the killer is because I have no goddamn idea. I want to say it's Fuyuhiko, but I don't know. So confused by this entire trial, but regardless, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've been entertained. I hope you've been able to tolerate my terrible, terrible blunders. This is a blind playthrough after all. I hope I don't have to keep talking about that, but this is a blind playthrough, so I don't know things when I'm going into this. Thank you all so much for watching. Next time on Danganronpa 2, hopefully I will perform better in the class trial. And until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.